John Wick, Chapter. John Wick is a 2014 American action thriller film directed by Chad Stahelski and written by Derek Kolstad. The film follows John Wick, Keanu Reeves, a legendary hitman who is forced out of retirement to seek revenge against the men who killed his puppy, a final gift from his recently deceased wife. John Wick also stars Michael Nyqvist, Alfie Allen, Adrienne Palicki, Bridget Moynihan, Dean Winters, Ian McShane, John Leguizamo, and Willem Dafoe. Kolstad's script drew on his interest in action, revenge, and neo-noir films. Titled Scorn, producer Basil Iwanek purchased the rights as his first independent film production. Reeves, who was experiencing a career lull, liked the script and recommended experienced stunt and action choreographers Stahelski and David Leitch to direct the action scenes, but the pair successfully lobbied to co-direct the project. Despite being nearly cancelled weeks prior to filming, principal photography on the project began on October 7, 2013, on a $20 to $30 million budget. Stahelski and Leitch focused on highly choreographed, long, single takes to convey action, eschewing the rapid cuts and close-up shots of contemporary action films. Iwanek struggled to secure theatrical distributors because industry executives were dismissive of an action film by first-time directors, and Reeves's recent films had underperformed. Lionsgate Films eventually purchased the distribution rights and a release date was scheduled for October 24, 2014. The film's marketing campaign was seen as a success, changing the perception of John Wick as disposable entertainment to a prestige event helmed by an affable leading actor. The film exceeded box office projections, earning $86 million worldwide, becoming a modest success, and earned generally positive reviews for its style and action sequences. It was hailed as a comeback for Reeves, whose character played to his acting strengths. The film's mythology of a criminal underworld with rituals and rules was also praised as the film's most unique and interesting feature. John Wick, Chapter 4. John Wick, Chapter 2 is a 2017 American neo-noir action thriller film directed by Chad Stahelski and written by Derek Kolstad. The film is sequel to John Wick, 2014, and the second installment in the John Wick franchise. It stars Keanu Reeves as the eponymous character, alongside Common, Lawrence Fishburne, Ricardo Scamarcio, Ruby Rose, Lance Reddick, Peter Stormare, Bridget Moynihan, Franco Nero, John Leguizamo, and Ian McShane. In the film, retired hitman John Wick is forced back into his old life to fulfill a blood oath to crime lord Santino D'Antonio, Scamarcio. Following the box office success of the previous film, Stahelski and the first film's uncredited co-director David Leitch said a sequel film begun development in February 2015. Later that same month, John Feldheimer confirmed plans for additional John Wick properties to create a media franchise, and announced the return of Kolstad as the sequel's screenwriter. Principal photography began in October 2015 and lasted until early that following year, with filming taking place in Montreal, New Jersey, New York City, and Rome. John Wick, Chapter 2 had its premiere at the ArcLight Hollywood in Los Angeles on January 30, 2017, and was released in the United States on February 10, by Lionsgate. The film received generally positive reviews from critics, with praise for the action sequences, direction, editing, visual style, and the performances of the cast, particularly Reeves. It grossed over $174 million worldwide, becoming the then highest-grossing film in the franchise. A sequel, John Wick, Chapter 3, Parabellum, was released in May 2019. John Wick, Chapter 4. John Wick, Chapter 3, Parabellum, or simply John Wick, Chapter 3, is a 2019 American neo-noir action thriller film directed by Chad Stahelski from a screenplay by Derek Kolstad, Shay Hatton, Chris Collins, and Mark Abrams, based on a story by Kolstad. The film is the sequel to John Wick, Chapter 2, 2017, and the third installment in the John Wick franchise. It stars Keanu Reeves as the eponymous character, alongside an ensemble supporting cast including Halle Berry, Lawrence Fishburne, Mark Dacascos, Asia Kate Dillon, Lance Reddick, Angelica Houston, and Ian McShane. The film centers on John Wick going on the run from a legion of hitmen after a bounty is placed for his murder. In October 2016, Stahelski stated a third John Wick film was in the works. This was formally announced in June 2017, after the returns of Reeves and Kolstad were confirmed, followed by Stahelski's return in January 2018. Much of the returning cast and crew was confirmed that following month, with new members joining that May. Principal photography began that month and lasted through that November, with filming locations including New York City and Casablanca. John Wick, Chapter 4. John Wick, Chapter 4 is a 2023 American neo-noir action thriller film directed and co-produced by Chad Stahelski and written by Shay Hatton and Michael Finch. The sequel to John Wick, Chapter 3, Parabellum, 2019, and the fourth installment in the John Wick franchise, the film stars Keanu Reeves as the title character, alongside Donnie Yen, Bill Skarsgård, Lawrence Fishburne, Hiroyuki Sanada, Shamir Anderson, Lance Reddick, Rina Sawayama, Scott Adkins, Clancy Brown, and Ian McShane. In the film, John Wick sets out to get revenge on the High Table and those who left him for dead. Development of the fourth John Wick film, formally announced by Lionsgate in May 2019, was confirmed prior to the release of its predecessor. It is the first film in the franchise that was not written by franchise creator Derek Kolstad, with Hatton hired in May 2020, followed by Finch in March 2021. Principal photography took place from June to October 2021, and filming locations included France, Germany, New York City, and Japan. The original release date of May 21, 2021, was delayed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. John Wick, Chapter 4 premiered at the Odeon Lux Leicester Square in London on March 6, 2023, and was released in the United States on March 24. The film received widespread acclaim from critics and has grossed over $432 million worldwide, becoming the highest-grossing film in the franchise and the ninth highest-grossing film of 2023. A fifth film is in development.